Hello, my name is Bambia. My pronouns are they, them, and I am a professional working drag queen in Kristiansand. Look at all this glamour and beauty. I work here in Kristiansand, and I also work in Oslo with my drag group Drag Core. And I do drag shows all around Norway to show them the beauty that is Bambia. And I hope I see you at my shows. Okay, we are filming?
Yes, we're filming.
Okay. I'm just starting the makeup process then. My journey as a drag queen started actually with a summer depression I had 3 years ago. Had done everything that my parents wanted me to do. I got education. I'm a special needs nurse, and I bought an apartment with my own money.
The summer depression, did it come because you finished everything?
Yeah, and I thought like this was it, you know. Now I'm gonna be happy. This is like now I've done everything that I'm supposed to do. But I was sad, and I didn't understand why. And I figured out that I hadn't been prioritizing me and my dreams. So then I started to pursue my dream to become an artist.
When did you know, like, how old were you when you realized that that's what you wanted to do?
I was 24 or 5, I think.
And who did you see, or what inspired you to do that? Like, what was the impulse?
I think Drag Race and also local drag artists here in Kristiansand. For example, I.D.E.A, which doesn't live here anymore. And we have Mio and Tino from Stavanger, which does a lot of local gigs. I have worked a lot the past years to make the community bigger. Here we are. We are having a show several times a year, and yeah.
You said that there wasn't any role models for you growing up.
Yeah, that was when I was growing up in like a rural town. I'm from Vikersund, which is a rural town by Drammen. I grew up thinking that I was a sign made at birth, so I thought I was gay, and I didn't know what I didn't know, you know, how to deal with that. Nobody like told me it's okay to be gay. After my debut, I came out as trans, as non-binary. It was a really good change for me.
How did you feel when you did it? Was it scary?
It kinda is. It's still scary because I don't usually talk about it at work, for example. I don't usually speak about my gender identity if it's not in the queer space, because I feel like people are gonna judge me when I say that I am non-binary.
Those are the things you associate your fear with.
Yeah, and I can kind of tell when people are like doesn't really believe in gender identity and are like skeptical about it in some way.
And how does that make you feel now versus before?
It doesn't make me feel like very sad or anything, because I have a community that understands me, so that means a lot to me. I think it's all the attention I get and like extreme expression that I have that I've been suppressing for many years. So when we have shows, when we're at Pride, people are kind of celebrating with you, because we are. I am at a point where I can allow myself to be me, and a lot of people in the queer community, they see that and they are there to celebrate with you, which is super fun because they get it. So I did Stupid Love by Lady Gaga, and I was like the finale of a whole like amateur show, but like with a lot of heart. I came out, did my choreography. I learned the choreography to the others, so the others, they came in at the end, finished the performance. It was great.
How did that make you feel at the end of that?
It made me feel powerful. I was able to do something that I had fantasized about for many years, but never really expressed to anybody. I never thought I would have the courage to do something like that, but I did. It was in me. There's a stage for you if you want to perform and do queer art.
Can you explain what a drag show usually entails?
Yeah, asking that question is very important because a lot of people don't know what a drag show is. A drag show is a lot of different things. For example, something that is very popular is story time with the children. They basically just dress up in drag and tell stories to kids, you know, from a book. Drag show reading for kids in Denmark, I think it was 2 weeks ago, there was a demonstration where a lot of people had like signs of stop the grooming, drag is rape, and stuff like that. So they have probably never asked that question, what is a drag show, you know? And you know, I do provocative things. I dress down to a little, just a piece of fabric and smear myself in blood and stuff like that, but that 18 plus shows, right? I think it's a queer expression in a stage art form. That's drag.
Question, what is your opinion on society? Like, is it accepting enough to, like, the queer community and drag queens? And is it accepting, or do you still feel some resistance?
Resistance towards the queer community, there is a lot. This year, there is one doctor who can give out hormones to trans people. That kind of therapy, very essential for trans people, and which it also reduces suicide rate by a lot. And this year, that was taken away from them. And also, I have met people in my life that thinks that what I do with drag is some sort of, it's like perverted, or that it will create problems in my life. I've met people that try to make what I do, the whole drag thing, to be like it's something negative in a way, and it's like it's bad for me. I'm like harming myself with doing this. I am really impressed with myself with answering these questions decently and doing an eyeliner. I feel like I can do anything after this.
That's self-empowerment. It's important. What do you relate to the word empowerment? Like, what is empowerment to you?
Empowerment to me is to have control over your life. A lot of people tell you you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, you should be like this, you should like this. People have a lot of like, especially your parents, they have a lot of like, they kind of hint at things, they lead you towards things. They kind of hold your hand, you know, throughout your life and like nudges you into certain directions and give you signals. but when you kind of find your inner voice, and when you find out what is really coming from inside and starting to listen to yourself and acting upon what your needs are, I think is empowerment. And that you can like kind of break through all of that external noise, which is, you know, very individual. That's different from person to person. Maybe for me it's to, you know, put on a wig and dance on the stage. For someone else it's maybe to study the law. You never know.
At what point in life did you realize that you were not like everyone else?
When I was crazy.
Yeah.
I think I was kind of like, I don't know, around 13 when I kind of started having crushes on my boyfriends. Now I mean like male peers, where I was like, this is a weird feeling. And so I discovered that I was gay pretty early. I didn't come out to my family until I was like 18, I think. I think I was 17 when I came out to my mom, and 18 when I came out to my rest of my family. You know, which is a lot of years in the closet, you know.
Yeah. How did that feel, like keeping it hidden for so long?
Feels horrible. It's like a secret that you have that nobody knows, but you can't tell anybody because you're ashamed of it.
Is there anything you would like to say to yourself at 13?
Yes, I would like to say that it's not your fault that your life is like it is. It's the environment you grew up in, and it's there's a lot of history behind that, and there's also a lot of history around the complex society that we live in, and the kind of judgment that is within our community that has nothing to do about who you are, and that queer people are very natural. It's a natural thing to be gay or to be trans.
After you came out, how was your experience? Like, how did people react?
They reacted very positively. So it went great, actually. It was a huge relief. So I advise everyone to come out, even though they suspect that their parents are gonna react negatively, because you have to be yourself regardless. You know, my dad was homophobic.
Really?
Yes, but he came around. He got it after a couple of years. I think when you have a child and you have negative thoughts about a certain type of people, and your child says, "Hey, I am this," I think you start to evaluate a couple of things when you're a parent. Because my dad has a lot of love for me, but he was still being, you know, homophobic and transphobic. But I have taught him a lot, and since he have a lot of love for me, he listens, you know. I think what I have learned from being queer and talking to queer people is that I think sometimes, usually parents are okay with it, but if they don't, usually they need some time, and they will eventually get it. And it's also important that you, if they say things like it's a phase, it's like, oh, it's trendy to be trans these days, so it's like you're just following the trend. That is a very transphobic thing, a hurtful thing you can tell trans people. coming out as trans is something, if somebody tells you they are trans, they have thought about it, or gay, they have thought about it for many months or many years. It's a very hard thing to do. You need to be very brave.
Oftentimes I feel like echo chambers are created where people within the queer community have such meaningful and deep conversations and discussions about what it means to be queer, the needs of the queer community, the challenges of facing the world from the queer community. Meanwhile, the people outside of it, we're having very surface conversations about it, about our assumptions. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
So that's why I think it's also important with this project where people, like, we're not represented necessarily in the queer community here in southern Norway, to be curious and to invite ourselves kind of into the world as well.
We need to think about sexuality and gender very differently. The knowledge we have about gender and sexuality is, I think it's very affected by our history. For example, from we have a like very capitalistic society where gender is kind of a selling point. You see males and females in commercials, they kind of aim at a certain archetype of female or male, and I think that affects people differently. I think people who are androgynous or trans, they don't identify with that. They don't find that they can like succeed, to be like pretty, or to be have gender euphoria in those type of gender norms. I also think that sexuality is much more nuanced than we think it is. A lot of the things that to fight for our rights as gay people to marry and stuff like that, our slogan have often been, we were born to be gay. But I actually think, and this is going to sound problematic in the start, but I don't necessarily think that we are born with a certain sexuality. I think we have we are born with different we have like a different setup from when we were born, but I think you can change, and your sexuality can be more dynamic throughout your life. I think you can be hetero and become gay and then be bi, and then maybe you think you're hetero again, and that is also the story of a lot of queer people, is that they aren't necessarily just gay or just trans. They are different things at different periods in their life. It's like a long journey. It's the whole queer thing. It's very nuanced to every individual that you speak. I think the best thing you can do for homophobia is to be yourself, is to come out. It's to be open and honest about your feelings and to be proud of them. Be proud of who you are and stand your ground, even though people are being homophobic against you. I think that's the best thing you can do.
So it's kind of normalized?
Yes, to normalize it.
Makes it like less homophobia and misophobia.
Yeah, because you give people an experience, right? Oh, I know this person, and this person treated me nice and asked me and met my questions, and tried to understand me and my point of view, and you give people an experience that you're just a person. You aren't like this idea that gay people are like this or trans people are like this.
Afterwards, and come back and continue some questions afterwards.
Girl, I need to do this makeup because we're not halfway.
I like that. We need to do this makeup and then we'll cut to your makeup. That was a genius.
One eternity later.
What is your inspiration for today's makeup or look?
My inspiration is, well, a lot of my look is about the hair. It's I'm gonna be a demon because it's like two big horns, and I'm gonna have like predator teeth, and I'm gonna have purple eyes, based around a stage number that I'm doing that's gonna involve like kind of like demonic things. It's kind of just incorporating the colors of the look into the makeup with the pink and the yellow.
Which is, what is your best advice for people who are trying to go beyond the closet?
My advice is know that you will, at certain points in your life, reevaluate what you're doing and to dial it back or to conform in some type of way, but it will make your life much grayer. And you need to look out for yourself first before you listen to anybody else. Whoever is in your life telling you what to do or whatever. You will do yourself a favor if you just are yourself, and I know it's scary. It can be terrifying at certain moments, but you need to just push on, because you can also be an inspiration for other people and help other people just by being yourself and expressing queer expression, and to show the world that there are a lot of different types of people, and this is you. That's what I have to say.
That's all. That's all the questions.
That's all the questions?
Like apart from doing makeup for drag.
I'm a gamer.
Ooh, what's
your
favorite games?
Right now I play a game that's called Genshin Impact.
Oh my god, same!
Seriously?
Yeah!
Oh my god.
Who's your name?
are you?
Are we gonna talk about this now?
Yes!
Jesus Christ.
Like, I have it on my iPad and everything.
Me too, me too.
Girl, what did that girl just say, girl? Girl, I don't dance, I work. I don't play, I slay. I don't walk, I strut, and then sashay. But I don't work for free. That's not the tea, hunty.